done?
Oh my god.
Kill that bitch! No!
She nearly
Anyway,
died
yeah.
as well.
Nextrous, Philosophy Casual,
Hey.
play League of Legends. We're going to be talking about philosophy while we play. Right,
Yep.
it's going to be sick. He has the first question, so off you go.
Okay. Was the enslavement of Africans equal to hating them?
Wait.
Now I was gonna like propose like the sort of most common arguments for and against.
So yeah, do that. I mean,
So-
explain it first. Is slaving Africans equal to hating them?
Hating them like as people, yeah. So the most like common for arguments I could think of was on the for side was that if you enslave like any race or any person, then you must consider them as like lesser, like less important and less valuable than you.
Yeah.
Which people would equate to like hating them. The main argument against that I could find was like people were mainly doing it for like the profit's sake, and
Yeah.
the point of whether or not they hated them is people didn't really like enter their minds at all, because like so many people were doing it and it was so easy to do.
See, that's the kind of view I had on it, to be honest. And this
Those
is
are like the
it's
two main
odd that
arguments I
you-
could think of. Yeah.
It's really odd that you mentioned this because I was watching Django last night.
Oh yeah. That's a sick
first
film.
night.
That's an amazing film.
It was really good, really fantastic. So yeah, I mean, I always thought of it like, because I don't really know much about slavery and shit like that, but I thought of it like, you know, like when the two races met. Okay, I'm gonna get extremely racist here, probably. When the two
It's
races
alright.
met.
You already are.
So was it like the white people were more like advanced with like weapons and shit, right? Was that how, or like there were more of them or something? Like how did it come about that the white people started fucking up the black people?
I mean, a number of reasons, but yeah, I mean, like
So we like invaded their lands and shit in
yeah,
America.
like one of the main reasons would be like more guns and shit, really, you know.
Okay, so bearing that in
just
mind,
just taking what we wanted, like with force.
I mean,
That was pretty much it.
I think are we being ganked?
I have no fucking clue.
Okay, no, because I swear there's like some argument that if like aliens, if we found aliens and they were like subordinate to us, that we would enslave them, and vice versa. Like if aliens, and it's like I don't think that means we hate them. I think that it is just our own sort of profit, and I think the greed of men just
I think it's like
overcame.
a natural sort of thing that human beings do. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh Jesus!
I think humans knew that like black
Maybe.
people were like people and had feelings and shit like that, and that it was wrong. But I think the greed part of them, right, actually like made their brain not even like consider it. Like it was like the fact that black people were like human and like shit like that. I think was just potential in their brain.
Okay,
how
that's
I look at
interesting. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean that's one of the arguments that a lot of people use.
I mean,
I don't know.
anyone can say it's evil, but I don't think every person who was like a slave trader, right, was like, oh, I hate this, you know, like I hate this person, or you know, I didn't think they actively thought they were doing like
Yeah.
such a bad thing. I thought they, you know,
Yeah,
they're
I
so
can imagine that for sure. Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, to put it into like another, like to make an example, I guess you could use like battery farming of animals
Yeah, I was
for me,
just about to say that.
which is
'Cause, like,
actually interesting because of the Athene video where he equated meeting to like slavery. And
'cause,
you know,
like,
you could then
make the
argue.
chicken
Yeah, exactly. You could then argue the point that like, if that's the case, then you must hate animals as well.
Which means that
Which
you know,
is,
it's
yeah.
very plausible that white people consider black people to like not be human, but not like in a factual way, like oh they're not human or
Well, I mean, a lot
Whatever,
of yeah, that was kind of the case to some degree for sure. At least for
yeah,
some.
but it was
some people.
probably more in like a fake sort of convincing themselves way. Do you know what I mean?
It's hard to know, but yeah,
I mean,
I'm sure it differed from like different people, but yeah, it's definitely like a possibility at least.
but then we did really back in the day. It wasn't really moral. It was like wars and you know, I don't know how to explain it. Like people looked after themselves, I guess, back in those days, quite a lot more.
How do you mean?
Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, there wasn't media and like it was back in the day where like manpower was like a huge thing.
Sure.
So the temptation.
It was easier to get away with things to some degree back like a long time ago. Because actually, what you mentioned about media is, I think, quite important as well. Because like nowadays, it's a lot easier to be like witch hunted for stuff, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's
people can like see you do it.
Exactly. Yeah. And when like everything you do is able to be seen by the world, it's like it makes you think like twice, a lot more often about what you might do.
But one thing I really don't get about it, and this is gonna sound really strange from me, because like if it is like the whole chicken thing, right? I was watching Django and shit, and when they're like being whipped and stuff, I was like, how can one human being like actually whip another innocent or whatever? But I was really thinking that, like feeling the empathy and like how could someone do that? But then it's just like, you can do that to chickens. I don't feel bad about doing it to chickens, and I have to get in that mindset of like they didn't, they thought they were chickens. You are so bad.
Sorry, shut up. Hush your boat. It's not easy talking in
green. Okay, are you? What? I was the one talking.
No, but I freaking came up with this topic and I've been reading. I've been alt.
Listen to you.
I've been alt tabbing. Have you been alt tabbing, Lewis? Have you? No, then shut up.
No, that's because I.
Okay, no, shush. 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 That's what I thought.
Oh, my whole career just got destroyed. Okay, is it my turn?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so. Philosophy. I thought of a little rap, right, from Eminem. Right?
Please, mate.
Okay, should I rap it or should I just like recite it?
I don't know which one would be worse.
I'm gonna recite it, all right. You have to
There's vomit on his sweater already. Mum's spaghetti.
It's about philosophy, though, right? Okay, so you're gonna have to guess which rap it's from. Are you ready?
Yeah,
I'm gonna fuck it up now. I know. There's so much pressure. Okay. So
try and rap and CS at the same
philosophy.
time.
See that colour? Is it blue or green? Oh, I thought of other parts. Wait, I've lost it now. It was all about how the philosophy of like my green could be your red, and what
Great, well done.
Fuck you.
I'm proud of you.
Just go and fucking die. Just die.
Well done.
Oh.
I'm impressed.
I had another line, I swear.
2 lines, wow. It's amazing. A whole 2 lines.
You're a whole 2 brain cells behind being smart. Shut up.
Congrats. Is that literally it? Is that all you had?
No, I want to talk to you about that. Fuck! No!
Oh shit!
Oh. Fucking hell. Okay, can we talk about that thing?
Yeah. Go on, go for it.
So, the way that okay, so say I see the ocean or the sky and it's blue, right?
Sure.
And you say it's blue as well, right? They're both blue, everyone knows the sky is blue, right? But the visuals for how my blue looks could be your red.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that? Because you can't disprove it.
I think it doesn't matter either way. I mean, it's an interesting, and this is like a really I like a good example to use in philosophy because it's one of those things where it's all about like how you think about things and how you like rationalize things rather than what you can prove.
Yeah. I think this.
But I don't like. I mean, it's really interesting to think that there are some things that you can just like never know for sure.
I really think it does matter though, right?
But I don't think it matters at all.
No, it really, really does, right? Think about it this way. It means that like, is it like important, or do you like something's color because that's the color you've always seen it in, or because you actually think it looks good in that color. For example, say grass, right, would look shit if it was like bright pink, right? Although it would probably look beautiful as fuck, right? Imagine that looked shit, okay? Now, if I saw that all my life and that is grass, I'd be like, grass is lovely, like everyone else, because of the, you know, that's the typical standard thing. If everyone in your whole life says like grass is beautiful or whatever, you know, you're playing field grass of green, and I say it's green, but it looks pink to me, you know, like
it doesn't look pink to you. It looks green to you.
It looks green.
It's just a question of like terminology.
Yeah. But okay. So say you put a picture.
The sentiment of the colours doesn't change.
No, but say you put a picture in Photoshop, right?
Yeah.
You change the hue, right?
Yeah.
And it can completely change your picture. You could be like, oh, that picture looks great in that hue, or it looks shit in that hue, right?
Sure.
I'm asking, right? Do you think, like, so what we're saying is the hue of yourself can be different. But you know, my hue can be different to your hue, right? But either way, everyone will think their hue is the best, right? So does that mean that any color?
Will they? What does that even mean? That their hue is the best? I don't really
like the best. I mean, like everyone can agree that like a blue sky is great, right?
Okay.
And that in contrast, a different colored sky would be bad. Like a pure like sickly green sky would be bad all the time, right?
Well, it depends.
Let's just assume, right?
Yeah.
So like by that logic, I could like, so you could like change from your eyes right now the blue sky to a sickly green sky, and you could be like, ugh, that's jank, right? But then somebody could be born and then see the sky from birth as like sickly green color through their eyes, but they would think it's like blue, or you know, that would be their blue, just that color, right? And they would think it is the normal sky color, and they would think it's beautiful. Now what I'm saying is like art and colors of things subjective. Like, do you actually have like that color is good or bad, or is it just like that color is what we, you know, what we're used to? You know, do we like green grass because like it looks good in green, or do we like, you know?
I don't think anyone like consciously thinks that the color of like natural things like grass and sky is like consequential at all.
How so?
Because it's like you said, we're just like that's just the way it is. It's not like it's hard to, because it's nature. Oh shit.
I find it really odd thinking about that though.
Because it's, oh shit, that was a nice stun. Oh my god, I got wrecked.
Fucking destroyed.
Fucking bugger. But yeah, because it's like just a part of nature, and it's just the way it is, that I can maybe understand if you were to talk about like unnatural things, like man-made things or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know, when it comes to stuff that's just like
find it
just
odd
is
that,
the way it is, and the colour doesn't really like change that.
But because it is the way it is, and it's like nature, and you see it all the time, it's odd to think that somebody who could like admire like a cloud or a sky or whatever can be seeing it in a completely different colour from you, and you would both think it's amazing.
I guess so.
So it just basically,
I kind of see where you're coming from.
Somebody says like, that apple is so red and beautiful, right? They might not be like, although it visually seems that way, it isn't the colour you're saying that is beautiful to. You're saying the hue of that the hue you see through is beautiful. Do you get that?
Yeah, but the colour.
Because
I do kind of, but it's the thing is, colours are relative though.
If you see the apple red and I see the apple red, but my red looks blue,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Then, and we both say that apple is shining and glistening and looking beautiful, right?
Yeah.
It's just really strange to me that doesn't that prove that it isn't about the color, like the block color of it. It's about what that color means in society.
I suppose so. Yeah.
And that makes me feel like we're sort of really programmed in, like you know, like being spoon-fed like cat food in a tin, sort of like. You know, it is, you know, like when somebody says, I love that colour, it makes me feel like they're living in like a matrix.
Well, I don't think it's any secret or any news that people like colours because of what they're related to. I think that's just kind of I don't know. I kind of consider that to be like common knowledge, really.
Yeah, of course.
I think like the whole reason, like
How did that hit you?
I have no fucking clue.
No!
Oh my god, well done. Doesn't matter anyway. We got them.
Oh.
You
Meant to do that.
nearly killed me, man. But yeah, like the whole reason people, like for example, I don't know, the whole reason like blue is considered to be like a calming, sort of relaxing color is because it's the color of the sky, for example.
Yeah.
And even if that was you know, you saw it as red or whatever, it would still be, we would still consider that, you would still consider that colour to be calming because of what it relates to, because of what it is in nature. That's kind of where all colours come from. They all come from nature.
Yeah, I mean, I just find it odd. Like,
it is very odd.
From like an artistic point of view, when you're choosing what colours to do things in, or even like choosing your clubs and stuff, it is always what that colour means, rather than how that colour looks.
Well, I mean, this is like an additional question that kind of follows on from it, really, like another philosophical question, which is, do colours by themselves have any meaning, like intrinsically? And I would argue no, they don't.
Oh. Well, it's an argument of like everything. Like some people can argue that nothing exists without a person to interact with it. There are scientists who go by that strongly.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, there's a whole like sort of worldview or universe view that the universe only exists sort of as it's perceived. Yeah.
And I kind of, it's obviously true, but not true at the same. Like, I think not like it doesn't exist if people aren't there. That isn't true, but it's irrelevant if there's no one there. Jeez, got destroyed.
I know. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting one. Oh my god, Nasus! I didn't realise they had a Nasus. It's the first I've seen of him.
Katarina! No!
Oh, Jesus Christ, that was so close. Oh
Jinx
my god.
This bush.
Alright, should we move along? Shall I find something, another topic?
Hold on! Yeah, I'm cool.
Okay, cool. I think
Yeah,
alright. Wait, let me just wait before I alt tab. Okay, cool. Just leave that guy to die. What would be a good one? This is actually quite good. This is quite a controversial one. Should incest be as accepted as and legalized as gay marriage?
Oh god. Okay. Okay.
I thought you might have that reaction. What the fuck?
See, this is gonna really put people
Okay,
off.
sorry about that. Yeah, go for it.
I don't think incest is that bad, right?
Okay.
Kind of. I really think it depends on your society and culture and shit like that. Like,
Sure.
I don't really care too much about like, say, people in certain culture. I was about to say something extremely racist there, right?
It wouldn't be the first time, Leah, so don't worry about it.
Like, okay, so like, I don't like the sort of idea of it in like modern society where like, you know, when you're in a society where it's considered wrong, right? I don't like the sound of it at all, right? But if you're in like a society where like nobody cares about it, or like, oh jeez, fuck. No, I didn't even think about this. What are we gonna do now?
Queue up again and like continue it.
All right, do we? Yeah.
We can just like cut it here.
But then what if we have like 1.5 games worth of talk?
It'll be fine. Doesn't matter.
So like an extra long episode.
Yeah, if we have to, or if the conclusion, if the conversation comes to a conclusion.
Do like, I just had the dumbest idea. I was like, do we play more games and just talk about other stuff, like we continue until we find another surrender episode? That me, and I was like, wait.
And then you're like, wait, hang on.
The talking part of it, so it'd be mismatched. Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you want to try another game?
Yeah. Well, we can't end the conversation here.
Okay, cool.
So we cut it here, and then we'll pick up from where we left
So
off.
just remind me, what was I just saying?
I forgot.
Incest, okay.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, incest.
When we're back, incest. Doing that group, incest. Incest all around.
Oh my god. Okay.
See ya, bro.
Damn now.
All right. Hey guys, Nextrous here playing with Filthy Casual. Welcome back to the 5th episode.
Welcome back.
Wait, it's the 6th episode, isn't it?
I've lost count.
3 recordings! Messing us up. I think it's the 6th. Anyway, we're talking about mental illness, right? No, we're not talking about mental illness. We're talking about philosophy.
Yep. We were just starting to talk about incest.
Incest, yeah. Okay, brother, let's go.
Where?
Talk about incest.
Yeah, we were talking about the question was something like, should it be considered as right and like legalized as gay marriage?
So like, I don't think it's that bad, depending on the society. I was saying this in the last episode.
Sure.
In the first half, right?
Yep.
Fucking surrenders, man. Dumb. Anyway, so like, I mean, I really don't like the whole genetic side of it. Like, it causes illness and stuff, you know.
Yeah, like
that's
mutations.
terrible.
Yeah.
But I don't see the like it's disgusting.
Just in terms of like the two people, yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's because I am a very like family doesn't mean much person at the moment because I'm not too close with my family, right?
Mm.
But bearing that in mind, like if you're really like, you know, it's just in modern society it's drilled into your brain that family is like this set way.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
You know, the thought of like say kissing my brother or something like that just disgusts me.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know how to explain it because like in my mind, like two brothers kissing each other or whatever, it doesn't disgust me. But then when it's my brother or somebody I know, like that's disgusting. You know what I mean?
It's weird, isn't it?
But I'm pretty sure if I lived in a society like if I never heard any like anti-incest shit, right, I probably like wouldn't give a fuck. Like indifferent,
mind,
like yeah, not like if you don't mind then you want to do it. Just like don't mind as in like it isn't like.
So in the same way that you can think about like gay marriage and like homosexuality in general, right?
Yeah.
Like that kind of analogy. Yeah, and that's like
basically if you're two humans who are in love, I think you should just be able to do whatever you want, kind of. I mean, I really think it depends on age, maturity.
Sure.
I really believe that.
Yeah, that I agree with that point.
But you know, I don't think like status or like relation should come into it much.
Sure.
But obviously, like, I don't think it's wrong of anyone to feel uncomfortable about it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense as well. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky one. I mean, that's like what you kind of described, like the sort of main argument for, I guess, is that people like, as people say that it's kind of the same thing as like gay marriage, where most people only consider it as being like wrong or disgusting or whatever because of, you know, how like that gets like drilled into our brains by society.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a tricky one.
Because like I don't really get the whole like disliking something because it's not natural. Because then it's like, why don't people dislike hair dye? Why don't people, you know? It's like there's all sorts of shit people do, like flying, you know, loads of things humans do now which isn't natural. But I do see like, and if, you know, like say I see like a gay couple like kissing or whatever, or like making out.
Yeah.
Or like I see a dick or some shit, I will like avert my eyes.
Yeah.
But not in like a that's horrible. Why would anyone do it? Way just in a
it's
like,
just like
I don't
it makes
like
you uncomfortable. Yeah.
Just in a like you know, I don't like it when gay people like, oh, you look at me, you're not looking at me kiss this other guy, you're homophobic or whatever. Because it's like. Why like
I don't like watching straight people make out, so do you know what I mean?
But no, I am more like averted to like homosexuals making out than straight people making out, right?
Yeah.
But in the same way that I could imagine some homosexuals, or even all of them, most of them, being, you know, just looking at a guy and a girl making out and being like, ugh, why are they doing that? It's just like when you have a preference to something.
Yeah.
You when you can't comprehend why somebody, or you don't feel the same as somebody else, you always have that why are they doing that kind of thing.
Sure.
Like, even if somebody's eating cheese and onion crisps, I'm like, ugh, why would you eat that? It doesn't mean I hate those crisps.
That's an interesting analogy. Yeah, no, that's interesting opening actually. Yeah, I don't know. I think like I mean, I guess the main argument against is the childbirth thing.
Yeah, no, I am really with the childbirth thing. I think that's a bit dodge, but I mean, it depends how high the chances are. Does it raise it by quite a lot? I'm aware.
As far as I know, yeah. I mean, I'm not like an expert on it either, but
But then
as far as I know, yeah.
in terms of like really old school stuff, and I love proper old school like family shit, right? You know, like say Game of Thrones, like fucking keep it in the family line. You know,
Yeah.
I love that. It sounds dodge, but I love, you know, like some of the English royal family have like done inbreeding and stuff, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I that it fascinates me. I just love that sort of heritage and like just, you know, it's like forgetting about society and just going back to that my family. You know, this surname needs to be the Dontin. You know?
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, no, I can understand that for sure. I don't like. I guess I'm kind of the same to where like I don't. If people just kind of like keep it sort of to themselves, then it doesn't really like bother me what people do with their lives. You know.
Yeah.
As long as they're not like, you know, affecting other people badly, which is where like the childbirth thing would come in. But as long as there's not like that kind of, you know, you're not affecting other people, I don't see why it really matters, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm sure. Is it my turn for a question?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so I want to ask you, like, how important do you think philosophy is? Like, do you think it's important? Do you think there should be funding into it? Do you think people should like actively do any of it? Do you know what I mean? Like, do you think you should like, pay attention to it?
Yeah, definitely. I think philosophy is really important. I think everyone really is a philosopher. They just don't know it.
Of course. So everyone like wonders about some stuff.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's important. It's because it relates to literally all of us. Like
It relates, but like, are there lessons to learn from it? Like, the whole like, what color do you see things? Like, do you?
If you mean in terms of like, well, I mean, there's not apart from academia, like becoming a professor. There's no career path in philosophy. And there can't be really. I mean, I don't think I don't think there should be apart from becoming a professor, like a university teacher or whatever, or like writing. You know, like writing.
It just seems like the only point of it is just to like slay curiosity and like entertainment. Philosophy to me is kind of a little bit like mind games and entertainment, and just, you know, it isn't like.
It is to some degree, yeah. It's tickling your human curiosity for sure.
Yeah, it's not like substantial like information that actually means anything.
Yeah, it's not on the same lines of like discovering new things about the universe and the world as such. I mean,
wow,
it can be just.
This Lux just done a one-man gank. I fucking told her to go B and everything. Fucking 4-man bot.
Ryzen's in as bot as well. What the hell? That's crazy.
Come on, die.
Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, it's not to like. Yeah, it doesn't have a. I don't know. I don't want to say it doesn't have the same practical applications, but I think it doesn't.
As what?
As something like
science or.
Yeah, like physics, where like through like maths and whatnot, you can actually, and like hard physical evidence about the real world, you can, you know, prove and disprove things. But I do think it is still important. I don't think it's like valued enough in like our sort of national curriculum and whatnot.
I kind of wish that like, because of how interesting it is, I wish there was like more shit you could do with it. Wow, that Lux.
I know. Oh shit, I died. Surprise. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, I definitely think it should be like seen as more. Oh, nice. Seen as more like valuable than it is, because it does like studying philosophy teaches you a lot about like logical thinking.
Yeah, and psychology.
To some degree, yeah.
Because you have to understand why people do certain things, and like, or like, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, for sure, and it teaches
like
you
how
stuff
the
like,
human brain reacts to certain questions is a huge part of philosophy.
It's a part of philosophy. I wouldn't say it's like a huge part of philosophy.
Because like the questions which are being proposed, right, have to be proposed in a certain way which humans will react to. Because if you weren't like limited by how humans would react in terms of psychology, I'm sure you could ask like billions more questions which are in the same sort of I don't know how to, like, if I'm explaining this right, but I feel, like, say the whole, like, if there's a tree and it falls, it doesn't make a noise or whatever, right? The whole thing about psychology, philosophy, is it could be about absolutely anything, but the way humans are is they have to be able to actually physically imagine it. They have to be able to comprehend it in their brain.
I guess so. I mean, there's loads of stuff in philosophy about like metaphysics, which is by its very nature incomprehensible to the human brain.
Such as,
like, when you get down to
and shit like that.
when you get down to like really like abstract ideas, like the link between the mental and the physical, for example. And is there a soul and all this kind of stuff. I don't know. I mean, I can see where you're coming from. But yeah, what was I saying before?
Wow, this Lux is getting so pissed.
I can't remember what I was saying.
Lux, it's 1-8 and I have the only kill. You really think these minions are going to do better on you? I'm going to take that big one.
Yeah, but yeah, no, philosophy. I think philosophy should be like introduced more into like, especially like at a younger age, even at just like a very basic level. I think it's really. Oh
no!
Oh, you got wrecked. I think it's like can be quite invaluable to teach people like argument skills and like logical thinking skills and all that kind of stuff. I think it's really really good. It's really important.
I think this is going to be another surrender game.
But the other way around.
Yeah, we can't ever surrender.
Shall I move on to the next part then, and we can power along a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Do it.
What would be a good one? Should true artificial intelligence be granted personhood and rights?
So we spoke about this a bit on our technology episode.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did to some degree. Yeah, but this is from
this is a really tough question. I am gonna say yes. I think a lot of people say no, saying like if you can like build it, you can unbuild it and shit like that. But then if you can give birth, you should be able to ungive birth, and it's exactly the same thing. If you can think, if you can make a robot which can make decisions and has intelligence,
yeah,
it's as much a human as anything, or not human, but has the same rights. Okay. In my mind, the only thing which gives us rights is our thinking and speaking brain. You know what I mean? Like the level of intelligence that we have, right?
Yeah,
and freedom is what gives us rights. It isn't our body or the fact that we're humans. If a chicken,
it's not our biology in that sense.
Yeah. If a chicken was as intelligent as us and could think and invent things and be as useful to society and shit like that, right? Then I reckon there would be chicken rights. You know
Which is why we give more like importance to like rights of, for example, dolphins than ants. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I can understand that for sure. At what point do you think a robot or an AI would become like? At what point do they gain sort of humanhood, if you want to call it that, or personhood?
Okay, so
what's like the criteria?
When the criteria is, and it's very specific because the first part of the criteria is that fuck off, fuck off. Right? Now, fucking offering me red. How inconsiderate can you be? Oh, they weren't even offering it to me. They were just the fucking nerd.
I'm coming. Get that bitch. Get the strap. Don't give a fuck. Oh, yes! So good. Oh, yes, I got it. Like, fuck. First kill of the game.
Okay, so the criteria, right,
yeah,
is... Okay, this is really tough. So, the robot, right, say you're going to go up to this robot and you're going to be like, I'm going to kill you, nigga, right? The criteria,
in those words, yeah.
The criteria is, it has to be like, I don't want to die.
Okay. So you think so the criteria is that it has to value its own life.
Not that, yeah, but like want to live, like it has, yeah, but that is a two-part criteria because you can just program any robot to just.
Surely there are humans that don't value their life.
Yeah, no,
there are lots of I mean, not like maybe not mentally stable, but there are humans that you could ask that question to, and they'd be like, okay.
Yeah, okay, of course, I get that. But that is because we're generalizing here. You could generalize as a species. If you ask a human to die, they will say no, and they will want to, right?
Sure.
And it's hard to... What kind of question or situation could you... Like, how would you judge that based on everyone?
Yeah.
You know, I don't think...
Do you think, like, in the majority of cases, yeah. If it's sort of, like, functioning as it as it should, quote unquote.
Yeah. But
okay, that's interesting.
This robot has to have free will to like decide that on its own. It can't be anywhere programmed to say that, right? It should only be programmed to like.
Could you not argue that our fucking hell after we die? Why are they always bot? Could you not argue that because our brains are like based on just like electrical impulses moving around, that we are in a way programmed to want to live?
Yes, yeah, this is my argument, right? So what I was about to say is that the robot shouldn't be like programmed like if you ask this question, the only answer is like this, or there are two answers and it randomly picks this and this, right? The way the AI robot has to be programmed, right, is it has to have the basic things programmed into its brain or AI, right, which humans have from birth to make them capable to learn, right? And that is all they should have. And if they can do it properly, like you can get robots to learn stuff now, like learn what shape a table is and shit like that, so it can pick up things, right? But that isn't like true learning extensively. If you can get any robot where it doesn't know anything except like just basic stuff and it has to learn, right? Then that is as much, that qualifies. Do you agree? That is all a human does. Human has basic things, like it has the capability to learn. It has shit like that, and everything like wants everything else just comes after that learning.
Okay, that's fair enough. I think I'm kind of similar. I think I'd be like slightly different, but kind of like in principle kind of the same. I guess for me it's like a little bit more about self-awareness. I think true, like if you were to define like what is true AI and when does it become like truly a sort of sentient like being, if you want to call it that. I think it's like a combination of learning and like self-awareness, because I think that's like the main thing that's like sets humans apart from like most like sentient animals, is our ability to self-reflect, and ability to like think outside our own individual like perspective, if that makes sense, which is kind of where like most of philosophy stems from anyways, is our ability to sort of think bigger than ourselves. So I agree though. I think if
this sounds dodgy, but I actually get like quite upset when people talk about like like terminating AI stuff.
What do you mean?
Just the thought of like that, the fact that is a question really bugs me. Basically, the fact that you can have people are it's like a topic of conversation right now. If we make an AI thing, can we kill it? Like that is disgusting in my mind. That is like slavery all over again. It is just wrong.
Oh shit! Fuck it out. They're like rampaging all over us. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I can understand where it comes from, because I don't know. I still think there's like a. I can understand where it comes from, because like people want to think that something that they've created they have control over.
Yeah,
and I can understand that.
Do you want to surrender this? Because we've done 2 halves.
I don't know. Could do.
I'm thinking we should.
Yeah, sure.
All right, guys. That's it. Jeez, 5 surrenders. Haven't seen that in a long
Unanimous decision.
Oh, that was not good. Okay. So, guys, I'm Nextrous, playing League of Legends with Filthy Casual. Today we're talking about philosophy in 2 parts because of that dodgy surrender. Even though that first game wasn't even too bad, this game was horrible. Anyway, next episode we're going to talk about art.
Okay. Art as in visual art, or just arts as in general
art in general, really, really broad. It's gonna be good. Should be lots of interesting shit.
Good stuff.
Yeah. See you guys on the next episode.
Peace.